Pay attention, creepy weirdo.
I would like a strong, powerful woman to protect me.
He'll fight for America.
Yeah, Poopy Square. The Playable Characters Podcast. Hey, everybody!
Hey, welcome to Playable
Characters
Podcast.
This is level 132.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Who are you?
I'm Brian McGinnis. You are?
Calvin S. Cato.
Thanks for listening, everybody.
Yes, seriously. If you like what you hear, contribute to our Patreon.
Sure.
Patreon.com/Playable Podcast.
And also, we'll be at the Retro Game Con very soon, November 2nd and 3rd.
Yes.
Doing a live show.
We're giving away 2 free tickets.
Meeting some fans.
Yes.
Mingling with the upstate New York folk.
Yes, in Syracuse.
It's Syracuse.
Syracuse.
We will ask our guests what
yes,
they think
we will.
is later in the bonus content. Syracuse or Syracuse?
It's cute.
But hey, let's just dive in because I know our guests today. There's something going on. We need to talk to them about it. So, they've I guess starred in a way unknowingly in one of the most popular arcade games ever.
Yes.
Rampage. So we have 2 people that live in the apartment building that keeps being, I guess, demolished or terrorized by these giant animals. So, hey guys, how are you?
Hello.
Hi,
how
are y'all doing?
Oh, we're doing kind of shaky right now, but we're doing, like everything's going okay for the moment right now.
Yeah, I keep looking up in the sky.
Yeah, what are your names?
My name is Melvin LaFontaine.
Okay. Hey, Melvin.
And my name is Becky with the good hair.
Okay. Wow. I've heard of you.
All right, Becky WTG. I like it.
So tell us what happened. You guys were just, I assume, just minding your business, and then what happened?
Well, we have to be careful with some of the stuff we say because we're part right now of a class action
lawsuit. Yeah,
lawsuit against the owners of our building. But we moved into what we thought was a nice neighborhood.
It looked so nice.
And we've now moved several times, and every time we move we ended up getting attacked by these giant creatures that kept destroying our buildings.
No matter where we moved to Chicago, they kept showing up. We moved to Kalamazoo, they kept showing up. It was like, what's happening?
Yeah, they went worldwide with it at one point. It was they were rampaging all over the place. So we try to get ahead of it, but I don't know. It's like, we move in and then the rampage starts, and then next thing you know, white people move in. So we don't know.
I mean, I feel bad because I feel like I've played this game. Like, have I contributed to this destruction? I don't know if that's how it works.
You probably have. This is like reverse gentrification. That's what's happening.
I feel terrible. Now there's giant monkeys, giant wolves, giant lizard. Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
Like,
yes.
People say giant rat. People say that there's outrage culture now on the internet, but rampage culture was happening way before now.
Yes, it was.
Yeah. What did you guys like? What were you doing when it first happened? Like, were you just watching TV, or you having dinner? I don't know. Like, take us through that day, the first time it happened. How many times has it happened, by the way?
Oh, we lost count after a while. Like, and I would normally be in the kitchen cooking the turkey, and it got to the point that I would always wear a blonde wig and a red dress, because particularly George, he would always pick me up and put me on the ground, and I would always escape. So once I kind of realized that red was his favorite color, that's why I call myself Becky with the good hair, because he kind of likes my hair.
And for me,
I
was driving a taxi, and I was just doing my rounds, driving my taxi, and I seen this big old ape coming down the street, and I was like, I don't think this is my 3:00 fare, and he destroyed my taxi and he was eating up soldiers. It was a big ordeal. So I definitely felt like we were lied to when we got into the lease with the apartment building.
So you think the owner of the landlord knew about this ahead of time?
I think so. Mm-hmm. I mean, we need to get to the bottom of it. We hired an attorney. I don't know if you guys heard of Ace Phoenix.
We have, yes.
Yeah, he's a big time attorney.
Big time attorney, yes. He the reason why we end up picking him, because he was the one that was in the class action lawsuit that the Smurfs had against Gargamel years ago. We did some research on him, and they ended up winning that lawsuit. So we was like, he's a good pick.
Yeah, we feel targeted, we feel lied to, and we want to get our money back because we've invested a lot into these properties, and it's always just being destroyed every day.
I'd imagine the rent's pretty cheap, though.
Well,
No?
that's the thing, right? You would think that, right?
Right.
But we were like, okay, you got a downtown loft in the center of many different cities, okay? Because we tried to move. Kalamazoo, Chicago, Joliet, we try, and so you end up paying all this money. It's right by the rail, is very good for my taxi business. So they actually charge some pretty high rates for rent.
Oh, okay.
So, and then you turn around, you think, oh, well, the train's gonna come through, that'll probably keep me up at night. No, it's these damn apes.
Yeah. These damn dirty apes.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
So wait, does insurance cover any of this or no?
No, we tried, and it's almost like the tornado. If you're in like a tornado area, they was like, we don't cover you, and that's kind of how it was. We went, and everybody was like, we don't cover destroyed buildings that magically pop back up again.
Yeah, there's no Rampage insurance. Apparently, rampaging is an act of God.
What?
Wow.
Even though it's literally an act of animals? That's some bullshit.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Where did they come from? Like these animals, is there some lab nearby doing some testing? Because they're enormous, these things.
Well, that's what's funny. I went to school with Ralph. So
oh really?
Yeah.
The wolf.
Like after they after the military whoops their ass, because they tend to get beat up after a while, can't go forever. They get all rampaged out, and then they turn back into a person with no clothes, and they just slide off to the side, and you never see them again until they come flying back in rampage mode. So yeah, we know them. Like, you see them at the grocery store, you say, Ralph, calm down now.
I personally know George. He runs the corner store. I don't know what happens, what makes him angry, and all of a sudden my building's being attacked.
Well, that makes it extra weird then, I guess, right? When you see him around town.
All the time. You see him at the movies. Hey, Ralph, hey, don't break nothing, you try to calm him down a little bit, make sure everything's all right. But I'm gonna tell you right now, it's not working.
It is not working.
Have you tried suggesting that they go to therapy, because maybe they just need some Prozac or some Wellbutrin or something,
you know what, and that's part of the lawsuit. The lawsuit is that they get anger management, like that's part of the demand. They get and they get therapy.
Yeah.
Is it like the Hulk situation, or is it like they're taking some crazy steroid that makes them do this? Do you know yet?
We need to get to the bottom of that. Hopefully Ace Phoenix can do some type of deposition on all the different companies involved, because I really do feel like this could be a landmark case, because we need to get to the bottom of why they always rampaging, and because they're angry people in the world, but not all of them turn into giant lizards.
Right. And the thing is, also, the neighborhood has changed, because years ago when we first moved into the neighborhood, that was popping. That's where everybody had. Mario and Luigi was our neighbors. Some of the background characters, the Street Fighters was our neighbors. Yep. But all of a sudden, everybody left.
Because they knew this was going to happen. You think?
I think so. We used to live off of. You ever heard of Raid Street? It was
Axel and Blaze.
We used to live off of Raid Street, and we had a rough time in that neighborhood. We said, let's get out of here. It's getting a little too much,
Too much for us.
We tried to get out of there and move to some other. We moved to River City, and that didn't work out.
Didn't work out either.
So now we live off of MLK Boulevard, and now you got these different animals attacking every day.
Good. Now, obviously that's bad when they're doing that. But then I've always was fascinated by, they almost bring in the National Guard immediately. They start firing tanks at these things, helicopters and missiles. That probably doesn't help either. That probably causes a lot of damage too, right?
It doesn't, and that's why we're partially suing the federal government, because every time they show up, it's tanks tearing up the sidewalk, they're tearing up the trees, they're eating people's dogs. All of a sudden, you have people throwing stuff out of the windows, blowing things up. They're walking around with fire extinguishers, not fire extinguishers, but flamethrowers. That's right.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is too much. We didn't ask for this.
They might be worse than the animals, honestly.
Yeah, the government, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Tell me about.
Yeah. I hear you, man.
Have you thought about trying to move to say SimCity? Because SimCity seems a lot safer now these days.
You can get a random out of nowhere, though, a random earthquake or a flood.
Yeah, true.
Out of nowhere.
Yeah. But it still seems
water.
It seems a lot calmer nowadays. I mean, they're the Sims; they live there.
Yeah. I mean, if we could maybe move out of get out of our lease, that we could, there's a bunch of, I'd love to move to Animal Farm. It's like animal, what's that place called with the animals? The little
Animal Crossing?
Yeah. Animal Crossing. Oh yeah. Oh.
That's beautiful.
Man. If we could live in Animal Crossing, that would be so cool, but nah.
Are you still tied into your lease after all this?
Yeah, I mean, that's what we suing for. We're trying to get out of this deal, man. It's getting worse all the time.
I mean, we didn't know back then we was going to do a 360 deal. Nobody knew that. How did we know the contract was going to be forever?
You figured they would at least let you out of your lease before all this took place. Like, I mean, like before all this suing happened. Like, at least that's common sense.
You would think that would be obvious, and that's why we think the landlord is involved, because he clearly had language in the lease that said if it's not an act of God, if it's an act of God, then you can't get out. And I said, well, this ain't an act of God, this is an act of ape or act of crocodile or act of wolf. And they said, nah, you can't get out.
Which one's the worst animal? Like, do they all do the damage? Does one of them eat more neighbors than others or anything, or are they all just kind of equally terrifying?
Well, I already know what she's gonna say, because I think the ape is the worst. Okay, because it's always destroying my taxes, always beating me up and throwing me away and stuff. But
it saves me, so
right. So I know she likes the ape. So that's the big bone of contention in the relationship.
Mm-hmm. How many taxis has he destroyed?
Oh, every one. I mean,
every single one.
If I can get a fare or two done in a day, that's a good day. You
just keep buying.
I mean, you go down to the taxi depot, they give you the taxi, and then you drive down.
It just magically appears.
They say, they laugh at me, they're like, oh, there goes Melvin, he ain't coming back.
Have you thought about suing Ralph then?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
they're part of the lawsuit, and also some of the other neighbors started joining in when children started being missing. Like, because what was happening was that you would leave your children there, because this is years ago, latchkey kids. You would come home, your building is gone and your children are gone too, and you don't know what's happening, and you got a brand new building with no children. People are like, hey, I know I had a child, and they would deny that the children were born, and it becomes a whole ordeal. So everybody's like, hey, I'm not going crazy. Man. I know I had a child.
Right. There's lives. Like, we want people to know there's lives at stake here. Like,
yes.
We actually met in the rubble. Like, that's how we first became friends. Yeah. So, I mean, there's a lot. Nice. There's people in these buildings. It's not just about the propaganda. And that movie that came out last year was nothing but
I was gonna ask how you felt about that.
It was pro animal propaganda.
Yes,
they sent up
feelings and emotions. No, that's not the reality of it.
It was pro Rampage propaganda. They had George over there like being the good guy. He's still destroying Chicago. I don't know if everybody noticed, but he was destroying buildings. People live in those buildings, like me and Becky, and you end up with people going, oh, what a good movie. If Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson likes him, he must not be a bad person. He must be a good person. No, he's a horrible rampaging ape.
I can see how it's very misleading. I didn't know that. I didn't see it. That helps. I didn't go see it.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, no problem.
So I have to ask, so your first date, where did you two go? And did an animal interrupt that?
Who drove?
Yeah. I mean, we got in the taxi, which got destroyed immediately. And then we took the bus and went ahead and went to a restaurant, which was immediately destroyed.
Well. And that's another reason why I wear the red dresses, because that's that's one of the first times we end up seeing them on, after we had our first date, and then we go somewhere else, and then he just picked me up and put me down. I was like, oh, okay, like red must be your thing.
George is a big fan of Johnny Gill, I imagine, cause him in that red dress, man. I mean, I'm just glad he's saving my woman. I just don't want her to get hurt.
And high heels.
And high heels, of course, and the blonde wig.
Melvin, have you tried wearing red also to maybe get a red taxi? Is that a thing? Like, I don't know. Would that help?
I think it's about the dress and the wig, really. And I just, I'm not fast enough on the draw when the rampage starts to really get to the wig and the dress. So I just had to.
Yeah, I'm a master at it. Like,
right.
My husband gets mad at me because there's like red dresses and wigs all over the place, because I don't never know the time of the day, so I try kind of always be ready.
Right.
I gotcha. Yeah, that's probably pretty smart considering what's been happening for so long. My goodness.
Oh my gosh. That's so crazy. So the lawsuit's in the works. Like, so where are you living right now? Are you still in that same building?
Yeah.
Have you thought of like going to a hotel temporarily, or like?
Everything's temporary.
Well, here's the thing. We've tried to go other places.
Yeah.
Like, this is not the only city that we have an apartment. It just doesn't matter. I honestly think it's a larger conspiracy at play. I think they, they get these leases for us. They move us in. They drive the property value down. And then I think eventually they're going to gentrify the whole thing and start selling high-rise lofts downtown to a bunch of hipster looking dudes and stuff. And then they're going to raise the rent even more, because it's the only thing that makes sense at this point.
Yeah, I mean, I don't even know what to, I mean, obviously we have our problems here in New York City, but this is completely different. We have giant rats, sure, but they don't really
destroy buildings. They eat pizzas. That's it.
Yeah, they don't really destroy. I mean, they destroy from the inside, I guess. You can't really see.
Yeah, that's true.
But this is like,
well, they eat stuff too. They eat turkey. If you eating turkey in your house, don't make a turkey dinner, because it might not make it home.
Yeah, Thanksgiving has never been the same. It's like our whole neighborhood is like no turkey. Somebody bring turkeys, they liable to get beat up by somebody.
Yeah.
Do you think that like a neighborhood watch would help? Like, maybe, I know it's hard because it's so sudden, but maybe they can give you a little bit more pre-warning so you can just.
I mean, you can watch them destroy the neighborhood.
Yeah.
That's really all you got. Oh, hold up. Did you feel that?
Did you see that?
Was that
a tremor?
Okay, no, never mind. False alarm. Okay, we okay. Keep going. I'm sorry, guys.
If it happens right now, I mean, let us know what we can do. This is.
Yeah, it was a little, sometimes, you just, I think that was just my phone on vibrate. I'm sorry, everybody. That's my fault. That's my bad, guys.
Big phone. Okay. Now now sometimes you can do stuff to the animals if they punch like the TV set, for example, then they get electrocuted and fall off. Do they remember that when they go back to their human form, like, when they got electrocuted or they got shot at, or do they know anything that happened?
Well, they're so quiet. You don't want to hang out with them, because what if they start, that's the time they rampage. Yeah. So, I really have never had a conversation with George or Ralph or Lizzie for more than just a few, like, hey, how you doing? Hope everything's okay. Seconds. And then you just keep walking, because, I mean, you never know when that's going to be the time. So, I don't know if they remember or not, to be honest with them. I'm not friend. I blocked them all on Facebook, so I don't keep up with any of the status updates.
Yeah. But must be weird when they're walking through town naked, just kind of covering themselves because they were causing all this damage. They're probably pretty embarrassed by what they've done.
They seem to be.
Yeah.
You see them and you go,
so they do apologize.
I mean, they seem ashamed. I don't know if they've ever apologized. Like I said, I would never stick around long enough.
They're too far away normally.
Yeah.
And I'm too busy running in my heels to look back.
Right.
But does you know that they can't even send you an email or like you know what I mean, like an e-card?
Or like a pre-warning, hey guys, I'm about to go rampage this afternoon. Do they know? Like, I guess I'll find out in the suit, hopefully. But
yeah. I mean, maybe we like follow them on Twitter and you see like, they're going on a tweet rant. Yeah. This is looking like they're pretty upset.
They're full Kanye, just like
yeah.
But going Instagram Live. I got to go.
Yeah, but I don't know.
Man, I wish. I mean. Have you thought of maybe going to the country, just where getting like a bunch of acres and one little house or something like that? Would that be different? Would that be
definitely?
Could they find you then?
See, the problem is to get out of the lease. We're looking for buyers, and when you're showing your place and a giant gorilla shows up
out of nowhere
and climbs the building and starts punching helicopters and eating people with fire with fire flamethrowers. When you see that happening, most of the people that are prospective buyers immediately say, I'm not interested in this place. And so it's just very difficult to get the money to move out to the country.
Yeah, when it looks like martial law because you got tanks rolling down the street.
It's just very difficult out there. I mean, it's more military police than Ferguson, guys. It's bad.
I really hope this landlord or super gets sued a lot. If he knew about this, I mean, What kind? That should be like, that's a pretty heavy crime.
We're trying to depose him, see if we can find something in the emails, something.
Or something like that. And, we should have known something was wrong when he told us his name was Wario, but we didn't piece that at the time.
Yeah. Like, what kind of name is Wario?
Come on.
Son of a bitch.
Yeah.
Son of a bitch.
You can't trust that spiky mustache. It's not safe.
No.
He was twirling his mustache when we signed the lease. And then he started rubbing his hands together like this.
Laughing like Birdman. Yeah. You're like, what is this?
What's happening right now?
Like, I think you got. I mean, I'm not going to say this is your fault. You should have paid a bit more attention during that part of it.
I mean, it was just hard to pass up a location.
Yeah, you're excited. I get it.
No, I know.
I
Have you tried like subletting to actors? Because actors will live anywhere.
That's a good point. Maybe we should do that. We should maybe lease it out, sublet to some other people. Although I'm not sure what's in the contract now. They might not even allow us to do that. That might get us in trouble.
I was going to say, are there any other weird clauses in the lease that you found since you've been going through it to see if they've like the natural act of God thing? Was there anything else that was maybe like a little alarming in the actual lease?
Not really. I mean, it's an infinity lease. I don't know if y'all heard of that.
What's that?
No.
Like, we thought that was okay. Okay. Well, maybe that is strange. I don't know. We just signed it.
We just signed it. We didn't know. Looked like an 8 sideways when we signed, and we just signed the bottom of the paper and was like, cool. We got somewhere to stay. Yay!
They said in perpetuity. We said I don't know what that means, but it was a pretty good deal. And now look at us, if we only we had known.
Right. And they didn't tell us if 2D, 3D, like, it don't matter what version we come in, we are still stuck in this contract
every time.
Sometimes you see where the city will buy property to put like a new railroad or something,
like eminent domain.
Maybe hopefully that'll happen and the city buys it back or something. I don't know if that's a thing, but
I don't know. We've even lived near the railroads, and they come and they tear the railroads up too.
Yeah, we tried to put the go on Airbnb a little bit and maybe like rent it out for big events in the city, but a lot of times we just have a hard time finding prospective people to rent it, so we just got to kind of tough it out for right now. Oh,
you guys all right?
You feel that? Did you?
I think I did. Wait a minute. Do we need to? I need to get to go
Hold
back.
on. Let me look out the window real quick. Hold on.
Oh boy. Careful, stay
safe. It's the train, y'all. It's the train. It's okay. The train was just coming through.
Oh, the train.
We thought, oh man.
Do they rebuild the tracks every day?
Yeah.
They just magically reappear.
They really, just they come back just as often as the monsters come back. It's really crazy.
So what do you two do to relax? Because you two are so on edge, you know?
Drugs, a lot of times.
I started drinking.
Yeah, like
you started drinking. Okay.
You got to try to cope however you can cope. Try to enjoy yourself between the attacks.
I wonder if like giving them drugs or drinks would help, like before they start punching. Like, hold on, George, hold on a second. Take this keg. Like, would that help, you think? Just to get
this keg?
I don't know, maybe just you probably need a whole keg to get him a little buzzed. He's a giant monkey, right?
Yeah.
Would that help?
We never tried. I would think so, because maybe the punching wouldn't be as accurate.
I'm thinking like maybe if we could do like some weed maybe, but I don't know about getting them drunk. I feel like that's just gonna make it worse.
If you smoke next to like a big fan, face it out your window, and the fumes would go out. Maybe, I don't know.
Or like, are you in a neighborhood where there's like a whole CBD oil factory? Just pour it all over.
Where's yeah, on this block.
He started rampaging, and then the next thing you know, you want to take a nap. That's what we really need.
Damn, I'm just surprised that the government doesn't do that when the National Guard comes in. They should just like burn an entire like weed field in front of them. Yeah.
Well, with the president we got now, I just can't see that type of efficient organization happening. So
are there any high profile doctors or scientists involved with trying to cure this or help them, I guess, like the three superhumans or whatever you want to call them?
I think that's how we got here. I think the doctors was messing with them. That's why I think they got the 8 powers and stuff.
Yeah, Dr. Mario was out there tinkling around, and this was the end result.
It's one of those like you take a tab. Hey, you need $50? Come to this secret location tonight or something, and they perform all these tests on you or something.
Or it's like when you see those like studies all the time, when it's like, oh, participate in this study for $300.
Right, but they're just putting needles in you.
But it's just Rampage.
Rampage juice.
Right.
Damn.
Well, I definitely ain't going. I know that much. I just want my money back.
Oh, well, no, that's it. I mean, have you thought of it? Like, would you, I don't know, would you want to do that also?
No, I mean, you know, maybe there are other people that can turn into the giant monsters. Maybe they are, but we don't know because they just like go out to a field and hang out and don't hurt anybody. But
okay,
you know, these three motherfucking monsters are,
they're like builders. We got to tear them down.
Yeah, like they just love us. They just love messing up our stuff. So I don't know if there's, you know, like maybe if I could go be a monster and then I didn't have to rampage, then maybe that would be cool. You know, you just go hang out on some.
Yeah. Have you guys seen Blazing Saddles? Remember they built the fake town?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
I wonder, would that work? Could you build a fake town next to where you're living, and maybe they could just give them something like a big playroom for them, basically, to just beat up buildings that are fake.
But that'd be really expensive, though, isn't it?
Well, isn't this expensive? Buying a new cab every day?
That's true. It's expensive either way. I don't know what would happen. I mean, we could have tried to fool them before, like, you know, like my grandmama used to do when the bill collectors would come. You know, you turn off the lights, you put the turkey back in the oven.
Yeah.
And you just kind of hope they don't see you home, but it really doesn't work.
Yeah. I wonder if
Actually, I wonder, speaking of Jehovah's Witnesses, are there Jehovah's Witnesses around there? I bet that must be nice because they can't walk around when it's like rampaging.
Well, see,
that's a plus.
You would think that, but see, when you got rubble, there's nowhere to hide. So then they show up.
They show up with the pamphlets, and you're like sitting there waiting for EMS sometimes.
Right, and they're like,
"Oh, you're stuck. You can't run.
You got time to hear the good word." And like, "Oh,
and
here
you're
we
like,
go."
"No, I don't. Actually, I'm dying."
Right.
Yeah. They just don't quit, those people.
They sound worse than the Rampagers, to be honest.
It's a bad area, you know. That's all I got to say.
They're dedicated to the cause. That's all I can say.
I would love to move back to Raid Street at this point.
It would be so much better.
Yeah, I mean, you got gangs and stuff, but it's at least you know you're gonna come home to four walls.
That's true. I mean, you know, look, on Raid Street, sometimes, you know, you're hanging out, loitering with your friends, and some guy comes up and like suplexes you, or you know, they do a like skate cartwheel into your face, and that does suck, but it's not every day, and it's not your entire living establishment. It's just
you're not on edge all the time.
Just don't hang out after midnight, you know.
Right. Plus, you can find some apples in a garbage can, fully cooked chicken, sodas.
Right.
Exactly. Like there's a lot going on in Raid Street.
Yeah. Besides the gang, I think you may have to. I mean, man, I feel like it's kind of a catch-22. You need the money to move, but you can't sell your apartment. So
right. I mean, we're really just hoping we get lucky one day, and that
you find us a good
showing
sucker.
the apartment, and then while we're showing the apartment for that 15 minutes, we don't get attacked, and then sorry, we don't get attacked, and then we could sell it. But it's just we haven't had that lucky stretch yet.
Okay, maybe is there a certain time of day where they're? I mean, does Ralph or George, do they work? Like, do they know? Maybe you can do when they're working or something. I don't know.
I don't think they got jobs.
You couldn't have a job.
Yeah, this might be their job, rampaging. You never really see them, you know,
doing anything else.
You never really see them for long hours. Like, you know, you go to the deli or something, it's like, oh, what's going on? But you don't, you know, they might be there, they might not, or they might be, you know, breaking in your taxi and throwing it across the river.
I mean, cause I wish they had a job, because then we would get an 8-hour break, but we never get breaks that long.
And that's before, I mean, there's 3 of them. That's the other thing, it's 3 of them. So you never know, you know, why 2 of them might be asleep, and then a lizard shows up. You're like, what? Well, what the hell is this?
I would think the lizard would be the most terrifying. Looks like just a dinosaur. No?
Yeah, I mean, I think for my money, it's the big wolf. You know.
Yeah, that's they're all. You know what? They're all scary.
Yeah. All the teeth. You know, and then you know until this last movie. Now, you know, we got kids and stuff walking up to the gorilla, you know, like, oh, it's George, he's safe. No, that was just propaganda from the Rock.
Is he eating kids?
Yeah, he'll eat anybody. Now, he spits them out. He doesn't think people are tasty. Yeah, he'll spit them back out. He's not a big fan of eating humans, but he will put you in his mouth, though. It's not pleasant, man, I'll tell you that much.
Has he put you in his mouth before?
Oh, almost every time he sees me in the taxi.
Jeez,
Damn.
that's a lot.
Yeah.
What does he think you taste like?
I mean, I'll probably chicken. I mean, doesn't everybody? I don't know.
Yeah, they say everything tastes like chicken.
I can't say as I've had any humans in my mouth on purpose, but like it's
plenty of humans in your mouth. Plenty of human parts in your mouth.
We probably all had humans in our mouths at this point, guys.
Man, I mean, I hope our show actually at least shed some light on this situation. I hope the case moves quickly. Sometimes these things can take forever, but this seems to be like a pretty urgent matter, so.
Yeah.
Now here's one more question I have to ask. I assume you prefer, obviously this is not an ideal situation, but would you rather live here or live somewhere with bed bugs?
Oh, I mean, I take this place all day.
Yes.
Instead of bed bugs?
Yeah. I mean, there's a few things, we just don't want to live without, so I mean, if this is, I'd actually, I'd rather live here than a place with no cable. We get good reception. We got high speed internet.
We got DVR, no DVR.
Yeah, it's not
a no go.
It's not all bad. It's just the rampages. You see, like
that's the only problem we have.
It's close to work.
It's bodegas near us,
close to downtown, right by the train.
Our favorite restaurants.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of positives except for the rampaging. The rampaging is just too much.
Yeah, I mean, that seems to be like a pretty big deal breaker for me, though. I don't know.
Yeah, I just don't know if I could. I mean, I just don't know if I could put up with that much rampaging, even if there was a really good restaurant right by there.
Yeah, that's why we're suing. Like even if they could cut back on the rampages to say one time a day, well, we knew we could just go, okay, you know what? They rampaging at 7:30. Let's go see a movie, and we'll come back. I would be okay with that, but constant rampages at random times of the okay, no, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
right?
Okay.
I think we're good. I
think that was some popcorn.
Yeah,
we had some popcorn microwaving, guys. Sorry about that.
And plus the tank noises, that's got to be enough already.
Yeah, and I mean they don't just use those tanks for the rampage. The tanks come out all the time. You have a block party. Yeah, I mean,
block party.
You have a block party. Here comes some tanks. Because they're also on the lookout all the time. Is it a rampage? It's calm down, buddy. It's just people hanging out, having something to drink.
Okay. Damn. So can that tank at least serve ice cream, like an ice cream truck?
What?
If it takes it out, might as well get some ice cream out while they're scaring the shit out of you.
All right, I guess.
I just wish the tanks were effective.
Right.
Yeah.
And the dynamite too. They bring tons of dynamite, and nobody ever gets blown up.
Right.
It's crazy that it's only happening where you guys go too. I wonder if someone's just out to get you guys, like a weird Truman Show type of thing.
I guess we're on a watch list. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe there's something we did to George and Lizzie and Ralph that we don't know, but I mean they do seem to consistently show up wherever we get a new lease.
Yes, they do.
Wherever we're trying to visit one of our apartments out of town and go, look, well, we should be safe in Tokyo. No, we're not safe in Tokyo. They show. Yeah, well, I don't know where they're getting a plane ticket from. I don't know any of this stuff.
I don't know. They just show up.
Are they all when they turn back to human form? Are they all very kind of cracked out or very frazzled about everything? I would imagine they look probably all very weird in public, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, and then they move to the left of the screen, and we never see them again.
Yeah, so you go, man, you is it meth? Or you lost some weight? And there's nothing. They just, excuse me, and they just slide off. And then you just kind of, you're normally in rubble at this point, or, mangled up in the remains of your taxi. It's just okay, well, I guess that was it,
Sort of getting a different job, Melvin? I don't know.
I mean, honestly, I just love being a taxi driver.
Yeah.
It's just nothing like it. You just get to talk to the people, and you get to meet a bunch of new folks, and you get paid right away, so if you did a good job. I mean, it's a real, it's just, I think I was just born to be a taxi driver, so I think I wouldn't get us up for for anything except for the rampages.
And you know what, and they're the reason why we never had kids, because I was I don't want to have kids with this, you there, it's quiet, you just laid the baby down, then all of a sudden that's it. So I was we talked about it, I was I don't want to have two, because I'm a stay at home person, so I just stay at home. So I was like, I don't want to deal with having my kids being raised up in an environment like this. And this is part of the reason why. Excuse me.
It's okay.
It's okay.
We're doing the lawsuit because it's been decades of this, y'all just don't understand. It's been video game after video game after video game. It's just a lot.
I mean I have a kid and we moved just because there was too many fire trucks going down this one street every day, and it used to wake her up all the time. So I can imagine having the building torn down, what that would do to a sleeping baby.
Yeah. And that's the part you don't see in the game. You never see the fire trucks.
You never see families.
You never see the families torn apart. You never see the times that we have to be homeless until we get a new building. It's a lot of stuff going on here, man. The homeless shelter is always full.
Always packed.
People constantly waiting for the apartment to be rebuilt just for it to be destroyed minutes later.
I mean, it's creating jobs. Is that a good thing? They're constantly building.
I mean, I guess the economy's booming. I guess if you're into the construction business, but if you're into taxis, it's hard to make a living.
Yeah. Yeah, it's bad for taxis. I mean, I guess it's good if you're a Jehovah's Witness too, though. You can fall back.
I don't know what they get paid in. I guess the love of Jesus.
Yes, the love of the Lord.
But for the rest of us that get paid in dollars, it's kind of difficult.
This has opened my eyes like so much. I can't believe this. Do you guys want to play a quick game with us before we go? This might like cheer up a bit, maybe.
Sure, we love games. I mean, this is the longest we've gone in a while without being attacked. So
I'm so happy. Yeah. Let's play a game of Wed, Bet, Dead, everybody. Yay! So Melvin and Becky, we're gonna give you 3 video game characters. Tell us who you want to wed, who you want to bed, and who you want dead. Sound good?
Okay.
And if you guys want to even Google these names, if you don't know them, but you probably do. So this first one for a very popular game called Doom, the Doom guy, the guy from Doom. Do you know this guy? He fights demons in hell. He's got a lot of guns.
Yes, we lived. He's in our building.
Yes,
we know him.
Okay.
Yeah,
yes,
Doom guy.
We know him.
Yeah, I think he's a Marine.
Wow, have you ever seen him fight off the Rampage guys or no?
You know what?
He's got the BFG.
Yeah.
He's never here. He's always off fighting on some planet or in some hellscape or something. But I mean, I really thought when he moved in, I said, okay, now it's time to put this Rampage shit to bed.
But he's never there.
But he's always off on some mission. So I mean, great guy though. I love that guy.
Okay, yeah, he could blow this fucking. He could kill these things.
Yeah,
like, he's killed giant demons before.
He has like nuclear weapons and shit.
He does.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
All right, this next one from Mortal Kombat, Jackie Briggs, which is Jax's daughter.
Yes,
right. She's a kick-ass fighter. She's got the.
She also has guns, arm guns, and gauntlets.
She has arm guns. Yeah. like wrist cannons or whatever you call them.
Maybe we should get her to move in.
Okay, I mean, I would love to. We need as much military might as possible. So like the more people with weapons and training and fighting big ass monsters, the more I would love for the people from Robotech to move in.
Oh, that would be so wonderful.
Like maybe the people behind Mecha Godzilla, if they could just
rent
a part of the building. We need some help, man.
Yeah. Or maybe it's Samus. Samus is good at killing aliens and large like lizard creatures.
Oh, there you go. Yeah.
Get some Metroid up in there.
Come on.
All right. So Doom guy, Jackie Briggs. His last one, Diddy Kong, Donkey Kong's little nephew, right? Is
yes.
His nephew?
Yeah.
Is that his son?
Not son.
No pants, but he has a shirt on.
Yes, and a hat.
And a peanut gun.
Yes.
Which I don't know how that'll be effective against George or Ralph, but whatever. So those are the choices, guys. Doom guy, Jackie Briggs, or Diddy Kong. Wed, Bed, Dead. Who wants to go first? Melvin, you want to go first?
Sure, I'll go first. Now, starting off, number 1, dead is that damn ape. Okay, Diddy Kong.
I figured you were gonna say that.
Is dead. All right. Now I don't have a red dress and blonde heels to get saved every time, so he's got to go. I don't mess with apes.
Sure.
I guess if I'm going to bed one of them, it's gonna probably be Jackie. You know, I did look up the pictures, and she is fine, and you know, I think I can get over the gun arms. You know, it might actually be kind of interesting for one night, you know.
See, Brian,
hey, you like that stuff. I know.
You know,
I know.
I mean, at this point, it's almost like you're addicted to the adrenaline and the danger of living a place like this. So you might as well bring it into the bedroom, you know.
Yeah.
And then I guess to marry, to wed, of course, that means the Doom guy. And I think I could do that because I'm an introvert and a loner a little bit, and he's always gone, you know. So I'll just be at home a lot by myself.
Okay, that makes sense. Interesting.
I like that.
Becky, what do you think here, girl?
I think Diddy Kong would be dead because to me he's just like the creatures that would be hanging around the building. I was like, oh, in my mind I was like, okay, you might pop up and next thing I know you're trying to tear my buildings down too.
So you get PTSD.
Yeah, so
he's a little monkey.
Yeah.
But
I don't,
but I see where you're coming from.
In my mind he might grow big one day. Little things get larger, so I'm like, you know what, one day you might decide you want to be an adult.
So that's even with him saving you, George saving you, you still okay. I understand.
Can't trust him completely,
it's true,
right? Yeah.
Don't trust him. I would bed Doom guy.
Oh.
And you like that Marine type, huh?
Yeah, that, and I know that he will be off soon. Like, you know, it wouldn't be any extensive period of time we'll be together. And so I know when he would come home, you know, come back, you know, he'd be giving me all he got and then he off somewhere.
That's a good point. Yep.
Story of my life.
So then, who's next? So wedding.
Who you gonna wed?
The wedding, Jackie.
Okay.
Jackie Brooks,
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, and because it's girl power, and also I think that the relationship with us would be a better bond because the thing about Doom guy, he doesn't talk.
That's true.
And I can't really talk to Diddy Kong, so I was like, I want somebody that I could talk to and go shopping with. So that's why.
There you go.
I like that.
That's perfect.
Brian, what about you?
What about me? Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I always think it would be fun to have like a monkey around just to play with and hang out with, but talking to these two fine people, it's terrifying, actually.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
But Diddy's one of the good ones.
He is.
I realize it sounds racist, but it's not.
I mean, he might be one of the good monkeys, but you know, even a little one can rip off your face.
You know, that's true. That's true. Because there was that article about that. Maybe it was an orangutan that like ripped that woman's face off.
Hell yeah.
Right off. You know what? You're right.
Yeah,
but he doesn't. He seems like he's nice, and I like peanuts. He's got a peanut gun. Unlimited peanuts would be like a pretty nice perk, you know, to be married to something like that. I don't know.
True.
All right, so I'm going to wed Jackie Briggs here.
Okay.
Because she's awesome, kick-ass fighter. She can get me in shape, I think. Right, when she trains, I'll train with her, or at least half the time. I can't do all the stuff she can do. She can teach me some moves. You know, I think it'd be fun, especially if these animals come to our neck of the woods.
Yeah,
I'll be ready. Right, with my wife Jackie, she'll help me. Doom guy seems like a psychopath, though.
Yeah, that's true.
But I don't know if I want to fuck a monkey.
I mean, well,
I don't know.
You can just do like mutual masturbation.
Mutual masturbation?
Yeah.
I mean, you could probably do some interesting things with that tail.
True. Do some pegging with his tail. Let him tail peg you.
I'm gonna dead the Doom guy only because he spends most of his time in hell anyway. So like he's used to it.
So he's cutting out the middleman.
He'll be fine. He won't even know. He won't even know. Probably he'll just be like, "This is what I do." Just keep blowing things away. And then I will somehow bed Diddy for one night. See what happens. Again, it might be fun. I don't know. As long as he washes up first. It's a monkey, you know. Sometimes they got dirty butts.
Well, you'll probably get another monkey to pick this shit off his skin, and then
I can do it to him.
Or you can groom him. Yeah,
we
groom
can
him.
each other. That miuld be cute.
Yeah,
maybe he thinks that's his bedding, and that's enough for him.
No,
he wants it all.
Yeah,
okay.
He's gonna want to go all the way.
Yeah. All right. No face ripping, though.
No.
Okay.
No.
So there we go.
Oh gosh. Okay.
What about you, Calvin? You freak.
Oh. This is hard.
It is. Good choices. Good, very diverse.
I definitely would wed Jackie though. I think it'd be nice. Again, she could teach me things. She's in the military. We'll learn self-defense together in case any animals come through. It'd be black on black love. That's always nice.
Hell yeah.
Ooh, this is really hard though. I feel really bad. I'm gonna have to kill Diddy Kong. Okay. I feel really bad, but I mean, the monkey's not gonna do much.
I don't know.
All he can do is teach me how to cartwheel, but I know how to cartwheel.
Yeah, he's like that quickly. He's really good at cartwheeling.
I mean, I wouldn't be as good as him, but like, what's cartwheeling gonna do for me?
He doesn't float like Tails. He can't do his.
No.
Okay, sorry.
He can't float. He just cartwheels.
No, actually, in Donkey Kong Tropical Freeze, he
I guess he
helps
like,
you float a little bit.
Rocket back thing.
Yeah.
But I can't fit in that.
Okay.
I'm too big.
I think you're tinier than him. He might be bigger than you.
That's really flattering of you, Brian.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, and I guess I would have to bed because like he's violent, but I'd be like, hey, just tone it down in the bedroom.
He's ripped.
Yeah, I mean, ripped is nice.
Yeah.
Also, like, make sure he has no cuts on his face, because
he's got like a metal mask on though, so
yeah, perfect.
His face might be unscathed.
Hey, the more anonymous, the better. So yeah, we'll do Doom.
All right.
Yeah.
Wow, Melvin and Becky, this has been truly eye-opening, like one of the best.
Thank you so much, because I know how much danger you're in right now sitting in one spot for this podcast, so thank you.
Yeah. I'm just, you know what, I don't know, maybe they listen to the podcast or something, but we haven't had any rampages for almost an hour now. Knock on wood. We're gonna just try to say
make it to the rest of the day,
and hopefully this continues. We can maybe watch some football or something before they get here.
Yeah, I mean, stay in touch. Hopefully, let us know how the lawsuit's going. Of course, hopefully,
and we can ship you guys red outfits if you need more.
Thank you.
Absolutely. I mean, you'll probably see our lawyer on MSNBC. Ace Phoenix. He'll probably be talking about this class action lawsuit because. When you think about the history of like redlining and some of the things we're dealing with here in this area of the country, this has a long history of just
it's a big story.
Yeah,
it's definitely a big story.
Yeah. Maybe Rachel Maddow, fingers crossed, maybe she'll cover it.
Yeah, because he knows the colors, because he dealt with the Smurfs, so he was blue lining, and for us it's the red lining.
Red dress lining.
That's awesome. Good luck, guys.
Thank you.
We appreciate you being here. Thank you so much. Everybody else, thanks for listening. We'll talk to you
next week.
Bye.
Today's playable characters are portrayed by Rod and Karen Morrow of the wonderful and hilarious pop culture and politics podcast, The Black Guy Who Tips. Please listen to them off of any platforms you can stream from, and also go to theblackguywhotips.com for more information.